And some of these papers, I don't even remember where they came from, but I am one of those kind of people who can't part with anything when it comes to art supplies. And so I have lots of scraps, painted paper scraps and such. I hope everyone's doing all right. We had major thunderstorms in Michigan last night, and I think there's been a lot of flooding. Not where I live, but northern part of the state is really had a lot of that. So on this particular one, I'm just going to lay horizontal strips because I want to see what this is going to end up looking like, as opposed to something like this one, which the strips are all, or the pieces are all random. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put a layer of paint. I guess this has some paint over the top, and then sand it down or not. I like the texture. So yeah, I just pulled out a bunch of scraps. I really want these horizontal ones right now for this one, and then I'll start another one. I don't remember what these particular scraps are. Sometimes I find one in here that I, remember what it was from or what I was working on, but some of these I don't. That actually looks like rust. I rusted some papers. I don't remember why these are cut into strips, but these papers are really beautiful, that I made with, what is it called? It's called spray ink? Yes, spray ink. And it's, there's more than one piece there. It's water based, but it makes some really beautiful paper. But I don't know why I cut these into strips. I don't know what I was making. Oh, see, you can see watercolor coming off there. I'm going to put this down a little bit. I don't know what just happened there, but hopefully you can still see my screen. I don't know, like I was trying to show you something and nothing was showing up. Anyway, this is one that I've been working on, but I'm looking to create kind of something that looks like this, maybe not quite this dark. Anyway, I don't know what happened with my live stream, so if you were on and I don't know what happened. I guess it's working now. A phone call came in. I should have set my phone on airplane mode. I use my phone for all of my videos. Okay, I think a few more pieces on here, and then I'm going to start this other one. I just love the way some of these look. I have no clue what this is going to look like when it's done, but I'm going to be back in the future with the results or more of the process anyway. I just keep putting on more of these horizontal pieces that I have. I just think these papers are so beautiful. I just have a hard time parting with them. These are more of those spray ink pieces. This was made using rust. I love that process too. You just, oops, sorry, cover the paper with rusty bits and pieces and a little bit of vinegar and time, and then you can end up with some really interesting effects on your paper. I'll put a few more of these on. And then what I do is I let each layer dry overnight. Usually I put a piece of parchment paper over the top and then some books to try to make sure everything adheres. Maybe just a little bit more up here. I really, um, I really like the process of creating art where I can't really control or I don't really know what the outcome is going to be. Um, but that said, I actually think that I like giving myself some constraints in my work. Even though I don't know what the outcome's going to be, I try to give myself a few rules to follow. And so in this particular case, the rule is just that I'm not going to overthink anything. And in this particular one, I'm keeping everything horizontal. So I'm going to set that one aside. And I want to start another one here from, this was a collage I did a while back. And I just don't love it. I didn't really know where I was headed with things back when I started these. This was probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. I took an online 1 year long collage course with Randall Plowman. I will leave his name and link to his site in the comments, but it was such a great class. He teaches, I think, at the University of Kentucky or somewhere like that. And I really got inspired. And so I had all these masonite panels and I started making collages, but honestly, I just don't love these. So they're getting covered up, doing something different. So with this project, I guess what I'm really hoping is to see what the results are going to be after I get quite a number of layers on here, and then I kind of start to reveal, oh, that's a stencil that I designed. And it looks like pastel was on this one. But, you know, layers, kind of the idea of revealing after it's dry, maybe cutting into it, sanding it. There's actually an artist that I just discovered. His name is Mark Bradford, and that's the kind of work that he does. But his works are monumental, like just, entire walls of incredible collage and like revealing the different layers. Almost like, how if you've seen a place in the city where there's posters plastered all over and they've been ripped off over the years. Oh, put a heart on here somewhere. You know how that looks kind of very almost destroyed. The paper's torn off and that kind of thing. So I don't know how it will turn out, but it will be interesting to find out later. Some of these papers are just me cleaning off my gel plate or experimenting. I really am not super proficient at using the gel plate, although it is a lot of fun. I'm going to put a few more pieces on here, and then I think I'm going to add some paint to one of these other ones that's already dry, and just add another layer that way. Oh, that's an interesting piece, and I don't remember how I made it. It's a process of using a National Geographic magazine and Citrusolve, and it dissolves the images and leaves behind interesting patterns. I tried to make some the other day, but the magazines I had were too new. Apparently, it only works on older National Geographic magazines. The ink didn't respond. All right, I think that this one is done for now. This layer can dry, and I'll add another layer to it. But if you're going to stick around for a few minutes, I am going to add a layer of paint to this other one. This one. This has, I don't know, I think maybe 3 layers on it now. and it's dry. And I'm going to just spray it with a little water first. And then I'm going to put a little bit of black acrylic paint on here. Don't need very much. Might be a little hard to see with the shininess of the reflection of my light. It looks like it's ruined, doesn't it? But I'm going to wipe some of it off. I was going to add some texture with some plastic wrap, but I don't know what I did with my. Oh, there it is. Well, I kind of already took most of it off. So the idea here is that this really shows the texture, and this could be finished, or maybe I'll add more layers and then try to reveal what's underneath it. So I guess that's all I'm going to do today. Wait for that to dry, this one to dry. I think this one's going to be pretty interesting because all the pieces are horizontal. And then this is one that I kind of already like. It's a little dark, but I'm just going to keep exploring these and see what happens. So thanks for joining me today, and be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think of this process. And also, you can watch the replay and check out some of my other videos. And I'll be back on Saturday with another live stream around 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and Wednesday next week at 1 o'clock. And I might be working on this, but I might be working on something different next time. That's why I named my channel Creative Explorations, because I like to explore a lot of different possibilities in my art. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.